Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, well not just a Ukrainian but a Ukrainian woman. And you know that in my videos I try to update you on real life in Ukraine and also to tell you some things about our history, culture, and today on the International Women's Day I have decided I will update you a little bit on the life of a woman in Ukraine, on the history of this gender role, and on the way we treat the 8th of March. And actually, this is a very controversial holiday inside Ukrainian society, so you have to be very careful and double check what to do and what to say. I'm sure this will change with time, and it's very interesting for me to know what is the attitude to this holiday, to this day in your countries and in your cultures, as it is an international day, and how you mark or celebrate it. Let me know in the comments. Well, if you're new to the channel, go check my videos. There are many serious and some less serious, and if you like them, do subscribe, because I believe the world needs to know more about Ukraine and Ukrainian women including. Well, first of all, I am very comfortable in my gender and I'm happy for that. And I'm also very comfortable and happy to be a Ukrainian woman, because I would never love to be a Russian woman. Imagine what a life that is. But apart from joking, I have to tell you that women are active in Ukrainian society, and it was like that since old times. And when you look at lots of Ukrainian jokes and folk songs, you will see that very often it is a man who is afraid of a woman and who tries to persuade her to allow him to do something than on the contrary. In the times of Kiev Rus, Ukrainian women were literate, they had access to education, they could inherit, and many of them were princesses, as for example the Princess of Olga, who is one of my favorite historical characters. And she ruled her country in a very strong manner, and she also managed to take revenge over the death of the mother of her husband. And very often you can see her on a t-shirt wearing like she's print on a t-shirt, because she is known and loved in our society. Also, we are proud that one of the queens of France was actually the daughter of our Prince Yaroslav. And this is Anna of Kiev. Anna of Kiev was extremely educated woman, and she brought with her the Bible, which is used by French presidents when taking the when they promised to be good presidents. Also, she ruled France for a certain period of time, and she was well educated and she could write in the times when her husband could not. Also, another historical woman that is quite popular, and I personally don't like the way she is depicted in Ukrainian history and Ukrainian literature, this is Roxolana. Roxolana married one of the strongest sultans of Ottoman Empire, Suleiman the Great, or like the Great, it goes without saying. And she was his wife who kind of ruled him. And in Ukraine, people like to, and in Turkey, people like to romanticize her character, focusing on her relationships, what she likes to eat, what she likes to say. But in general, she created a serious cultural and social revolution inside Ottoman Empire, and many of the things actually went bad for Ottomans, but she introduced lots of democratic things in the attitude to a woman, and she was like his partner in politics, in diplomacy, and exchanged letters with the king of Poland. And she comes from a really small village in the Carpathians. And also many of Ukrainian writers in the 19th century, many of Ukrainian women were extremely active and had access to education, to travels, to a good sense of humor, which is also important, because if a woman can joke on men, for example, this is also a demonstration of freedom that we have. By the way, I forgot to mention that Ukrainian women in Cossack times when their husbands were on missions, on military missions, and this continued like for months. They were ruling the household, and they were very successful in that. And traditionally, when men returned home, they did not interfere into this business. And some people say that one of the reasons that Ukraine is a breadbasket and an extremely important agricultural exporter of the goods is the result of women who ruled their household perfectly in the 16th, 17th, 18th century. And honestly, like, I'm not saying for everyone in Ukraine, but of course people have different experiences. But if you ask me, I have never felt that I have limitations because I'm a woman. Well, first of all, maybe because my father and my mother brought me up in that way, and I believe it should be that way. If you ask me, am I a feminist, or I like this correct understanding of the word, and for me it's not fighting with men, because come on, life without men is not interesting at all, and there are lots and lots and lots of reasons we have to respect and support each other. So I am for equal opportunities, equal pay, of course, but in the rest of things, I'm not aggressive. And now coming back to the International Women's Day, many women, and especially a lot of men in Ukraine, consider this holiday very Soviet, very communist. Why? Because it was extremely popularized back in that times. And that's why many dislike when they get congratulated. In Soviet culture, this holiday, maybe we even should record a video in Soviet myths debunked about Soviet women. Let me know if it's interesting in the comments below. So this attitude to the holiday was not about rights, equality, history, historical role of a woman in the society, but it was about like beauty. You have to be beautiful, you have to be smiling. A woman is spring, and you don't always feel like you're spring. Sometimes you're super winter or a thunderstorm. You're not always a flower. Sometimes you're like a gun. I don't know. And also the 8th of March was the reason for lots of jokes, and some of them were really rude. For example, hey woman, be silent, your day is the 8th of March. And like many older generation men who believe they are machos can say a phrase like that to their woman. So this attitude, the Soviet attitude to the holiday, is totally unsupported in modern Ukrainian society. And lots of women and men are against that and trying not to notice it at all, going to the one extreme. Another extreme is that lots of women love this holiday, expect to receive flowers, perfumes, sweets, jewelry. And if their man does not give it, they are angry, and they think that it's not about his ideology, but about him saving money and not wanting to spend them on a woman. So another extreme. And it's very often that, like, I see young boys at the university, they don't know what to do. Should they congratulate you or should they not? And what is worse? And I personally take this golden middle. I think that it is okay to speak about women's rights and to speak about cool women on this day, but perhaps it's not the time for just like spring sweets, and it's not the Valentine's Day, and for many it has this atmosphere in Ukraine. Also, we had a special voting, online voting, by the way. I don't know if you know, but Ukraine is a super digital country, and many of our refugees who are now feeling good and protected in your country say that they lack this digital dimension of the country. And there was a voting in our digital application Dia. Should the 8th of March remain a holiday, like a free day when you don't have to go to work? Traditionally, it is that way in Ukraine. When we have war, we don't have like holidays at all. So even the day of independence and the second day of Easter, all of these were working days in Ukraine. And the 8th of March, I was at the university already. But traditionally, this is a free day, and like many believe that it should not be, and I voted for it as a working day, and the results came, and everybody wants a weekend, wants a free day. So that is why when it is safe and you will come to Ukraine in spring, be attentive. How your like woman or your women friends, how they feel about this holiday. And I think that it is an interesting cultural phenomena that we are still trying to figure out our attitude towards this holiday. And let me know what you think about this holiday and what are the traditions of the 8th of March in your country, if there are any. Also, thank you so much for your support. Buy me coffees, becoming my patrons. This means a lot to me. And this Sunday, we will show you a very important episode of Russian crimes. So do follow the updates. Slava Ukraini!